Good morning, my friends, and welcome to our yoga for today. Let's get straight into it. Shoes and socks off, over onto your mat and into our spiral rolls. Then we're going to go through our sun salutations. Then we've got a bit of a mix of things today, but you're going to feel wonderful in 30 minutes time. So, over we go. Take your feet out, either hip width apart or a little bit wider. Press your feet strongly down into the floor. Grow up through your legs. Belly's in nice and tightly. Tailbone is tucked under, so squeeze your glutes. Bring your tailbone under. Grow up through your spine. Relax your shoulders down, leaving your neck nice and long. If you want to, closing your eyes, take a deep breath in. Exhale. And let's get warming up. Reaching your arms out to the side, stretching up as high as you possibly can. Hands come together down through the midline. If you can, bring your elbows together. Bend your knees in line with your toes. Fold yourself down as far as you can and then roll on back up. As you're breathing in, you're reaching up tall. As you're breathing out, you're coming down small and you're going just as far as your body will allow at this point in time, with the intention of coming down a little bit further on that bend, tucking the chin right in close, and coming up a little bit higher on that breath in. Now, please go at your own pace. You might want to go quicker than me. That is totally fine. You might want to go slower than me, but you want to try to stretch things out as far as you possibly can. Get the heart rate up a little bit. Get the muscles nice and warm. We're going to go for 2 more. Rolling up, chin right in towards the chest. And one more like that. Come all the way down. Rolling up. Reaching up nice and tall. And let's get into our flow sequence. So coming towards the top of your mat, feet are hip width apart. Now this feels wonderful, this first part. Take a breath in. What I want you to do is lift your chest, reach up through your fingertips, and then think about pulling your elbows right down into your waist. Take your thumb underneath your ribs, so fingertips are facing forward, and lift your ribs up towards the roof while pulling your elbows in together. So it's like you're lifting up and then lifting back. From here, chest comes forward, bend your knees. Bring your chest down towards the floor, abs in nice and tight. Let your head just hang and then release your arms. From there, take a big step back on your right leg into a lunge. Now, it's most important this setup is right. So knee above your ankle. From there, you're going to touch down with that back heel, so plant the heel towards the floor. Push through this front foot. Now, level 1 option, come up to your thigh and use your hands to lift your chest up. So from here, hips and shoulders are towards that front foot. Take a deep breath in. This is our warrior 1. Now you're going to open your chest towards me. So shoulders relax, reach out through your fingertips, shoulders on top of hips. You're going to flip your front palm over and you're going to reach up to a sun warrior. And then from here, you're going to windmill your arms back down and we're coming back to a lunge. So lift the back heel up off the floor. And we continue on, push back to down dog. Feet hip width apart. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, push your heels towards the floor, chest back towards your thighs. And now bring your chin in towards your chest. Unravel to plank position. Level 1, drop down onto the knees, relax the toes, abs in nice and tight, and lower yourself all the way down to the floor. From there, shoulders back, elbows in, squeeze your butt, tuck your tailbone under, lifting up through your chest. Level 2, if you want to, right up to up dog. So arms are straight and strong, butt is squeezed, kneecaps are off the floor. Everybody tucks your toes under, push back to down dog. And then from here, right foot takes a big step forward. So bend your knees, big step through. If your heel doesn't make it underneath your knee, pick it up and bring it through. And then from here, step that back foot in, hip width apart. Keep your eyes to the floor. Now you may want to take your hands up higher here and just rock yourself forwards and backwards. Or you can keep your hands on the floor, push your knees back, get a nice stretch through your calves. And then from there, bend your knees slightly, hands to your thighs, lift your chest up. We're coming into flat back pose. Push your knees back as far as they'll go. Belly button in, reach out through the top of your head. If you want a more intense stretch, reach out through your hands. And then everybody bend your knees and we're back to the beginning. So from here, take a deep breath in, reach up. Breath out, pull the elbows down. Thumbs into the back of the ribs. Lift your chest. Bring the elbows back together. And then coming forward. Abs in nice and tight. Bend the knees. Tip forward from the hips. And then release. Oh, that feels so good. So left leg this time. Bend the knees. Big step back on the left leg. Make sure that knee is going to end up on top of the ankle. Drop the back heel. Now, to make it easier, hands toward the thigh. To make it harder, push through this front foot. Use your glutes. Lift yourself up. Hips and shoulders towards the front. Knee out towards your little toe. And then open up. So now our hips and shoulders are in line. Flip the front palm. Reach up to a sun warrior. Separate your ribs here. Reach up nice and tall. And then windmill the arms all the way back down. As you do, lift the back heel and push back to down dog. Heels towards the floor, chest back towards your thighs, shoulders away from your ears. Chin tucks in and unravel. Now, level 1, drop to your knees. Level 2, stay on your toes. Keep your neck long as you lower all the way down. Untuck the toes. Shoulders back, elbows in. Tuck the tailbone and lift. Or come all the way up, bringing the chest through. And then from here, tuck the toes under. Everybody, pushing back. Good, chest back towards your thighs. Left leg this time, bend the knees. Big step forward. If you need to, pull that foot forward. Otherwise, step in. Feet hip width apart. And you can take your hands up here if you want to. Or just keep your hands on the floor and bend your knees. And then, from here, slight knee bend. Up onto your thighs. Lift your chest first of all. Then push the knees back and grow. And if you want to, reach out nice and long. And then everybody bend the knees, lifting up tall. One more time through each side. So breath in. And breath out. Draw the elbows right down in towards the waist. And then go pull the elbows. Good. And releasing, bringing the chest forward. Bending the knees, abs in nice and tight. Tilt from the hips, gently push the knees back and release, let the head just hang. Right leg, big step back. Good, making sure knee with your heel, that's most important for this alignment for the warriors. Drop the back heel, either hands to thighs or reach up with the fingertips and then sink down. Open your chest and shoulders towards the front. Relax the shoulders down, make the arms nice and long. Flip the front palm and reach up. Good, so this front knee's in line with your toes, most important. Windmill all the way back down. Lift the back heel as you go and push back to down dog. Good, readjust those feet if you need to. Chest back towards your thighs, heels towards the floor. Chin draws in towards your chest. Unravel forward, drop to your knees if you want to. Belly in, lower all the way down. Good, now make sure you get yourself in good alignment here. Shoulders back, elbows in, tailbone tucked under. Belly button sucks in away from your mat. Up to cobra or through to up dog. Pull the shoulder blades down towards your tailbone. Tuck your toes under, pushing back. Good, so right leg, we're stepping forward. Help it through if you need to. Other foot steps in, so your feet are now hip width apart. Eyes to the floor, rocking forwards and backwards. Good. And then holding it there. Bend the knees, hands to thighs. So back should be flat. Push the knees back. Now shoulders should squeeze together. Reach out through the top of your head. If you want to, reach those arms out. One more time through. Bend the knees. Lifting up. Take a breath in. And good, find underneath the ribs. And then lift up. Pull the elbows together. And bringing the chest forward. Good. Coming down. Tilt from the hips. And then when you're ready, releasing, let go of the head. Push the kneecaps back, lift the tailbone. And then left leg this time, big step. Think about your alignment. Drop the back heel. Reach up into warrior one. So sink down, knee with toes. Drop the shoulders down, keep your neck long. And now open out. Good, this back leg should be straight and strong as well. Flip the palm, reaching up to your sun warrior. And back down we go. Lift the back heel. Pushing back to down dog. Feet hip width. Good, heels towards the floor. Unravel yourself to plank. If you want to, come down onto your knees. Otherwise, back is like a plank as you lower down. Undo the toes, shoulders back, elbows in, tuck the tailbone under, and lift if you want to. Good, toes under, pushing back, heels towards the floor, should be feeling pretty warm by now. Left leg takes a big step in, help it through if you need to. Keep your eyes to the floor, step the back foot in. Good, bend your knees as much as you want to here. Heels up as high as you can, toes up as high as you can. And then bending both knees, hands to thighs, lifting up to flat back, pushing the knees back, reaching out the top of the head. If you want to, reach out through the fingertips, bending the knees, lifting up. And this time, take a breath in. And coming down through the midline. Nice work. My hair is all over the place. We are ready to move on. Okay, so we stay standing. We're going to start off with triangle pose. So you're going to stay standing. You're going to take your feet out a lot wider than hip width. Heaps wider than hip width. And then you're going to turn your toes towards the right. So both toes are going to come towards the right. This back foot should be on an angle. Your other foot, your front foot, should be pointing straight over. Now, we want to try to keep legs straight. If it's too uncomfortable for you, you can bend this front leg a little bit. But from here, we're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to exhale and relax your shoulders away from your ears. You're going to reach out as far as you can. Now already you should feel a good stretch through the inner thigh. Keep the back leg straight and strong. And then if it's too much, strain on the knee, just bend that front knee slightly. And then you're going to tip into a triangle. Now make sure this front hip doesn't roll forward. You want to keep the hip back, the top hip is back, and the hips and shoulders are side on. So they're aligned, they're side on, and you're reaching down just as far as you can, reaching up with the top hand, reaching down with the bottom hand. Take a deep breath in, bend the knee, and come up. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So pivot the feet around. Back toes are trying to make their way around, so they're on an angle. You're pushing back through the heel. Toes are directly out to the side. Straighten out the legs if you can. Hips and shoulders towards the front. Take a deep breath in. Relax the shoulders. Reach over just as far as you can, and then tip. Now, this hip is most important. Open it. Belly button should be going towards the side wall. And reach down just as far as you can. Now with your eyes, you can look at the floor, you can look at the horizon, or you can look up towards the top arm. Totally up to you, wherever feels more comfortable. And bend the front knee, and push yourself up. Swap sides again. Now our intention is to try to go a little bit further each time. So pivot around. This front heel, if you drew a line, should dissect through the middle of the back foot. That's your alignment. Bring the toes around, take a deep breath in, push the front knee back if you can, reach out as far as you can, and see if you can come down a little bit further this time. Open this top hip, reach the fingertips down towards the floor. If you want to look up, totally up to you. Feel that big stretch through the inner thigh, squeeze the back leg, and then from here, bend the front knee, and bring yourself back up again. Now you might find it really taxing on the knee when you're at the bottom coming back up again. If that's the case, bend the knee and then push yourself back up. Okay, from there, take a deep breath in. So we're on the other side. Relax your shoulders. Legs are straight and strong. Reach out as far as you can and then tip. Now as you breathe out, can you inch down that a little bit further? Can you come down that little bit more without rolling this top hip? So belly button is in. Think about what you want to do with your eyes. Abs in nice and tight. Now here, if you want to bend the knees slightly. And then push yourself back up. Nice job. My heart rate is up. My muscles are warm. I want you to turn your toes forward. Take a deep breath in. Bend your knees for us to get down there. Drop your head to the floor, hands to the floor, and then try to push your knees back just as far as you can. Now I want you to bring your toes in and push your heels out. So toes in, heels out, and let your head just hang. Now we've got options here. You can hold on to your calves if you want to and bring your chest down a little bit more, or hold on underneath your feet. So the sides of your feet, grip on underneath, and then pull your chest down that little bit further. Push your knees back, lift your tailbone up, and get a good stretch through the backs of your legs. And releasing. Good. Bend your knees, lift your chest so your head is higher than your heart. Bring your heels in, your toes out. This is just to give us a little bit of a rest. Bring your tailbone under, push your knees out, drop one shoulder forward. Good. And then the other shoulder forward. And we're going to do that again. Releasing. So, to start with, hands to the floor. Bring your toes in and your heels out. And then coming down just as far as you can. You can hold onto your calves or to the outside of your feet. And you can always have bent legs here too if you want to. And then as you exhale, think about bringing your chest towards your thighs. Lift your tailbone up. Push your knees back. Feel that big stretch through the backs of your legs. And releasing. Hands to the floor, heels come in, toes come out. Hands to thighs, lift your chest. And let's stretch again. So drop one shoulder forward, push the knees out, tuck the tailbone under. Good, and then the other side. And back to the center. Little bit different this time. So hands come down, push your heels out, bring your toes forward. This time, we're going to bring our chest over towards the knee. Now, as you come over, I want you to hold on to the outside of the thigh even, or the calf. You're bringing your nose towards your knee, and then you're pulling back through the shoulder. So I want you to get your stretch through the back of your shoulder as well. So the knee comes in towards the nose, but then pull back with the arm. Feel a nice stretch right down through the side of the body. And releasing. Come to the center. Just lift your head. Have a breath if you want to. And then come back down. Other side. So hold on to the outside of the thigh or the calf. Nose towards your knee. And then pull back with the arm. Stretch through the back of the shoulder. Good. And releasing. Come back to the center. Bring your heels in. Your toes out. Have a breather here. So lift your head higher than your heart. Good. All right, this time we're doing a bit of a thoracic stretch as well. So coming back down again. Push your heels out so your feet can be straight this time. Don't worry about bringing your toes in. Feet are straight. I want you to plant, now you can have bent knees here as well. I want you to plant one hand down to the floor. The other hand, we want to try to keep our hips square to the floor here. The other hand is just going to reach. Now our intention is to rotate the top half of the body, but keep the hips square to the floor. Reach up with your fingertips, and then this top hand is coming behind the waist if you can, and reaching around just as far as possible. So rotate the shoulders back, push with your hand on the floor, keep your hips square to the floor, and then releasing, swap sides. So hips stay square here, reach with the top hand, get the shoulders around, but the hips stay where they are. And then this top hand reaches around. Just as far as possible, push the knees back, but keep the hips square, and releasing. From here, heel toe those feet into they're about hip width, maybe a little bit wider, toes outwards. Now level 1, you can stay here with your thighs, your elbows on your thighs. Level 2, you're going to come down lower for a Hindi squat. Now you can rock if you want to, or you can stay put. Use your elbows to push the knees outwards, belly button is in, chest is open. Good. And releasing. We're making our way all the way down to the floor, and we've just got one more pose to do here, and that's happy baby pose. Holding onto the backs of your legs, roll yourself all the way down. Now, with our happy baby pose, goal is to keep your tailbone on the floor and your shoulders on the floor as well. Level 1 option, you're going to hold onto your shins. So keeping the tailbone down. What we don't want to do is this. So tailbone down. Goal with the knees is to get them right down by your ribs. Good. Now you can flex your feet and think about pushing your heels to the roof and your toes towards your head. If you can, reach through for either the insides of the feet or the outside, wherever is more comfortable for you. Once you've gotten hold of your feet, plant your tailbone back to the floor and think about gently pulling the feet down so your knees are coming closer towards your ribs. Tailbone down, shoulders down. All right, now we're just going to hold it there for a few breaths. Close your eyes. As you breathe out, can those knees come down a little bit further? So each time you breathe out, a little bit more gentle pressure, trying to get the knees down that little bit further. Good. One more breath. And releasing. Let your hands slide down. Take your feet out wide. Toes down, heels up, shoulders underneath the body. Gently push the inner thighs right out. Again, you can have bent knees here if you want to. And releasing. Bring the heels in, bring the knees in. If you want to, roll to the side and push yourself up. Otherwise, we're going to rock all the way up. So massage, keep your chin in towards your chest. Massage your lower back into the floor. Abs in nice and tight. And then when you're ready, rolling all the way up. And we're ready for some balance. Now, it is a lot different with our balance challenge today. But you don't have to think too much. Okay, so we're going to do, actually it might be better for me to stand side on. We're going to be doing calf raises. It is easier with calf raises if you have a hip width balance, so we've got a wider balance at the floor, and if you don't bring your heels up as far. So if you want to make it easier, don't bring your heels up as far, and you could also keep both feet on the ground the whole time, and obviously just try balancing with your calf raises. To make it harder, you're going to pick up your right leg. You're going to hold underneath. So that may be enough balance for you just standing there like that. But I want you to pick a spot on the floor. We're lifting the heel and coming back down. Now we're doing 3 each side. 2 and 3. Now you want to try to make it slow and controlled. Make it easier. Foot comes just off the floor. Make it harder, lift it that little bit higher. Okay, so 3 of them. Control the movement, up and down. And 3. Okay, same thing again, swapping over. Your calf's going to get a great workout here as well. Focus on your spot. Okay, see if you can go slower this time. Controlling it down. That foot is working over time. Wasn't a good one. Okay, so go at your own pace, just do 3 each side and then swap. And then once you've done 2 times each leg, we're going to change it a little bit. Whoop. Okay, so this time, same thing, but you're going to get a quad stretch as well. So swap over. And again, you don't have to, you can have the foot just behind like that, or hold on the foot with one hand or hold on to the foot with two hands. Same thing, you might find this easier, you might find it harder, you might find it exactly the same, but you're getting a quad stretch as well. So slow and controlled. And then down. Same thing, 3 each leg. Swap it over, and we're going to go twice through. Focus on your spot. Don't worry about me, you just worry about you and try and control the movement as much as possible. This is great for ankle mobility as well. Okay, I've still got to do one more each side. Try to square hips and shoulders to the front. Okay, I've got one more to do on the other side. And then we've just got one more little balance thing to finish off with. 1, 2. All right. So if you've done those, let's move on. Last little bit. You get to have both feet on the floor. So feet come together. Now all we're doing is lifting our heels, and then we're going to come back into a flat back, but with our heels off the floor. So focus on your spot. Take a deep breath in. Reaching up nice and tall with your fingertips. Hands come into prayer. Keep your heels lifted. Hands come down through the midline. So our goal is to keep our heels lifted the whole time. From here, abs in nice and tight. You're bringing your chest forward. Now you can bend your knees to make it easier if you want to. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Open your chest. Keep the heels lifted. Come into flat back. Good. Abs in nice and tight. Hold on. Push back through your tailbone. Reach out through the top of your head. And bend the knees. Drop the heels. And coming back up. What a calf workout. Okay, shaken out. Let's revisit our sun salutations one more time. And then we'll be done. So feet hip width apart. Take a deep breath in. Reach up through your fingertips, open through your chest, draw your elbows down in towards your waist. Good, find underneath your ribs, lift them up, elbows squeeze together, abs in nice and tight as you bring your chest forward. Good, bring your chest down towards your thighs, bend your knees if you want to, and then release. Gently push your knees back, let your head just hang. Right leg takes a big step back into a lunge. Remember, knee has to be over your ankle. Drop the back heel, push up with that front foot, and reach up into your warrior one. Opening out to warrior two, hips and shoulders are lined up. Flip the front palm, separate your ribs, reach up through your fingertips, and now windmill around, lifting the back heel as you go, and pushing back to down dog. Feet hip width apart, chest back towards your thighs. And chin tucks in, unravel. If you want to, drop down to your knees. Otherwise, stay on your toes. Keep your neck long as you come all the way down. Untuck the toes. Tailbone tucks under. Shoulders roll back. Elbows are in. If you want to, lift up taller. Bring the chest through. Tuck your toes under. Pushing back. Good. Okay, right leg takes a big step in. Bend the knees. Help it through if you need to. Step the feet in, hip width apart. Eyes stay to the floor, rocking forwards and backwards. Good, and then holding it there. Hands to thighs. Lift your chest to flat back. Push the knees back. Reach out through the top of your head. Belly comes in. If you want to, reaching the hands out. And now bend the knees. One more time through. Lifting up, breath in. And breath out. Underneath your ribs, lifting up, elbows squeeze together, and now chest comes forward. Good, coming down. And then lift the tailbone, gently push the knees back, let the hands just hang, let the head just hang. Left leg this time takes a big step back. Drop the heel, hands to thighs if you want to, otherwise lifting up, sinking into warrior one. Opening to warrior two, shoulders relax down, make your arms nice and long. Flip the palm, and reach, and then windmill down, lifting the heel and pushing back to down dog. Feet hip width, heels towards the floor, lengthen your spine, and now coming out, drop to the knees if you want to, keep the neck long, elbows tuck in as you lie down. Good. Shoulders come back, elbows come in, tailbone tucks under. If you want to, lifting up from there. And pushing back again to down dog. Last little bit. Left leg takes a big step through. Help it if you need to. And feet coming hip width apart. Eyes stay to the floor. Bend your knees if you want, or lift your hands up higher. Abs in nice and tight. Bend the knees, hands to thighs, lifting up. Good, make your back longer, push the knees out. If you want to, extending out. And then everybody bend the knees, lifting up tall. Deep breath in, hands into prayer, and coming down through the midline. And namaste. Lovely. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're feeling wonderful. You need to go and have a drink. You need to rehydrate. You need to give yourself a pat on the back. And you need to book in to do it all again next week. Have a great rest of your day or night. Let's get straight into it. Advanced people, go and grab a band, put it on. Beginners, no bands, or one of the very light ones. You're still going to feel the workout and it'll give you that little bit of time to work on your alignment, make sure your technique is spot on, and then advance after that. Okay, away we go. We are doing 50-second worth of efforts, and we're starting off with clams. So you're rolled over onto your side, your knees are bent, and you're just resting your head on your arms. Lifting the top knee, and then relaxing back down. Now, you want this top hip, if anything, coming forward a little bit. Don't roll back like this. You want to focus on your glutes, so squeeze that top knee up, and then back down. At the same time, you're trying to get the bottom side of your waist away from the floor. Belly button is in, and you're working nice and hard. A little pause at the top, and then release. So we go for 50 seconds, then you'll get a 10-second transition time to go over to the other side. Squeeze up, and then halfway down. Squeeze up, and then halfway down. So you have a little pause at the top, so you can really feel that muscle. And if you want to, you can put your hand there. You can feel that muscle squeezing, working into your glute med, which is one of our hip stabilizers. Okay, one side done. Let's flip over, or you can just roll to the other side. Lying down, knees together, feet are stacked, lifting up, and then back down. Same thing to think about. Get the bottom side of your waist, try and think about pulling it away from the floor, squeezing that top glute, and making sure the top hip doesn't roll back. Good, squeezing it up. Now we've only got to do 2 lots of this each side. So we do each exercise once, and then we go back for round 2, and then you're done. Good. The glutes will get a bit of a rest coming up. Squeezing it up, and then back down. Yo. Hopefully you are feeling this as much as I am. You've got less than 10 seconds, and then you get to roll over on your back. One more. Okay, over we go. From here, we are doing a reverse curl, so level 1 and level 2. Now, level 1, you're going to tap 1 foot to the floor. Level 2, you're going to do both feet to the floor. Now, I really want you to think about using your abs to bring your knees into your chest, not momentum. So level 2, this is you. We're squeezing in, and then either 1 foot to the floor or both. Belly button pulls in. Now, push down through your lower back as you're lowering those feet. Squeeze it in, and then back down. Good. Lower back, gently pushing in towards the floor. You've only got 10 seconds. Squeeze it in. Good job. Okay, last one. And you get to rest. This time we're doing rope climbs. So level 1, your feet are going to stay on the floor the whole time. You're lifting up through one shoulder and then the other. Now our goal is to reach up as high on that rope as you possibly can. Level 2, you can take your feet up off the floor, belly button in, pushing down through your lower back, or you may want to straighten the legs, reaching from side to side. Good. Now bring your chin in towards your chest so you're not straining your neck. Rather than looking at your feet, well, you can if you want to, as long as your neck isn't feeling uncomfortable. If it is, bring your chin in towards your chest, and that should help out. Good. All right, I've only got 15 more seconds. Good. Reaching up just as high as you can. We're just about there. You've got a 10-second rest coming up. And rest. Okay. From here, we're doing 3 pulses. So we're doing a 3-pulse sit-up and then a 3-pulse hip thrust. So, lifting your shoulders up off the floor. 1, 2, 3. And then feet are hip-width apart. Push your hips up. 2, 3. Good. If you want to, level 2, you can do crunches. So 3-pulse crunch if you want to. 3-pulse hip thrust. Or just stay with the sit-ups. Totally up to you. Squeeze it in. Now get your hips up nice and high. Push your knees out towards your little toes. Getting those glutes working again. Squeeze it in. 2, 3. Good. Knees push out. Hips up nice and high. You've only got 10 seconds. And then we're back to the beginning. And lift up. All right, round 1 done. Rolling over, ready for our clams again. So, get yourself set up. Squeeze, and then release. Last time you have to do this side. Waist is away from the floor, that's what you're thinking about. Belly button is in. Top hip is rolling forward, not backwards. And glutes are doing the work. Squeeze at the top, and then release. Good, now try to relax your foot as much as you can, so don't clench through your foot. Don't make any funny expressions with your face, just relax your face. And let your glutes work hard. You're coming down, you've only got 15 more seconds, and then you get to have a rest again. Just enough time to swap over to the other side. Less than 10, belly button is in. A little pause at the top. 1 more. And that side is done. Okay, flipping it over. Down we go. Enjoy the rest. And we're away. Squeezing it up. Good. And if you do feel as though your alignment is not good, your feet might be too far back, or your spine isn't straight, take the time to just adjust yourself and then get back into it again. Don't go the whole 50 seconds knowing that you're not in good alignment. Squeeze it up. You should be able to feel that bottom glute working as well. The lactic acid should still be there. Squeezing and releasing. Last time you have to do these, and we've only got 15 seconds. Squeeze it just as hard as you can. Belly's in. Stay strong right to the end. 5 seconds. And, they are nasty, aren't they? Really nasty. Okay, reverse curl with our toe taps. Let the abs do the work, not momentum. Either tap down with 1 foot or 2. Now, to make this harder, you can tap your feet further away. Just make sure that lower back isn't pulling up off the floor. Good. It's up to you. And don't swing and use momentum and try to go as fast as possible. Slow and controlled usually makes things harder when it comes to abs. Good. Focus on the lower back. Strong and tap down. Good. Pulling those knees in just as close to the chest as you can. Only got 5 more seconds. Rest is coming up. And enjoy the rest. Okay, 2 more exercises. Rope climbs, and then we have those 3 pulses. So level 1, feet are down, shoulders up off the floor, chin in towards your chest, or the knees, or the feet. Good, but we're coming to the home straight, and I know it hurts, and I know things are probably burning, but you just do the best you possibly can. If you absolutely have to take a break, take a 1-second break, and then get back into it again. Lift the shoulder up, even if you reach that millimetre higher. And as you're reaching, suck the belly in as well. So suck it in here. Good. Less than 10 seconds to go. You've got a rest coming up. Reaching it out. And, yeah. Okay, 3 pulses. You can do sit-ups or you can do crunches. Totally up to you. But let's go hard on this last one. Feet hip width. Get the hips up nice and high. Push the knees outwards. And again. Squeeze in. 2, 3. Good. Push up. Nice and high. Feet strong in towards the floor. We are almost finished. Last exercise. We're already halfway through this one. And then that'll be your 10 minutes done. Good. Push it up. A little bit higher each time. Suck the belly button in at the top. You've only got 10 more seconds. We'll get 1 more in. And then push up high. 3, 2, 1. Oh, right on the buzzer. We're done. Hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you see, hang on a second. Make sure you give yourself a big pat on the back, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for some more core.